Hey everybody, so tonight Gotham ended its series in a very unique way. This series, which most people know is a prequel of sorts that takes place years before Bruce Wayne was Batman. Well, in the finale, we flash forward to basically Batman Year 1. I thought this was a really interesting way to end the show with a new beginning. Now, while I've only done a few recaps of the show, I decided it'd be fun to go over just how the show ends and my thoughts on the show in general, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the whole season has really been excellent. Gotham was cut off from the rest of the world, and the city just went crazy. They've been working towards getting everything back on track, and in the end, they did take back the city, and Bruce left town to find himself, going on that quest that eventually gives him all the skills he needs to become Batman. Think Batman Begins minus Ra's al Ghul, because they already killed him off on this show. The episode begins with Bruce overseas. He's written a letter to Alfred saying he won't be back for a long time, but one day when Gotham needs him, he will return. 10 years later, we find Jim Gordon speaking with the mayor of Gotham. He's telling him how since the reopening of Wayne Tower happens, he's basically out of this job, he's retiring. He also says how Penguin is getting out of Blackgate soon and that they'll need to prepare for his return to the criminal underworld. Gordon goes to pick up his daughter, who's now about 9 or 10. Her mother, Barbara, seems to have cleaned up her act somewhat. She's some sort of tycoon, and she's building taller buildings than the new Wayne Tower. Knowing Barbara, she's still as nutty as ever, but she's putting on a good front. We find Edward Nygma in Arkham, having spent the last 10 years there, and he's just as crazy as ever. He's also joined by Jeremiah Valeska, who's been in a vegetative stage the whole time. Chaos ensues, and someone wheels Jeremiah away. Most likely it's Echo, aka this show's version of Harley Quinn. At a museum somewhere, we see the new Selena Kyle, now played by an older actress, performing some kind of Mission Impossible act as she attempts to steal a huge diamond. This whole scene was classic Catwoman and looked like something straight out of Batman the Animated Series. She's distracted before she takes the diamond. Something's watching her, but she pulls back and leaves. Meanwhile, Bullock is on assignment and he shows up at an Arkham guard's house, who they think was responsible for letting Nygma and some of the others loose. He gets there as the man shoots himself in the head after handing Bullock a phone. We don't see who he's talking to, but it scares him enough to tell the police that it was him who shot the guard. And he tells Gordon the story, although he doesn't believe he killed someone like that. He sticks to the story, and he's told he'll end up in Blackgate for his crimes if he doesn't change. Elsewhere, we see Nygma with a note seemingly from the Penguin, giving him details on a plan. He also has given Nygma a box full of explosives. At Blackgate, Penguin is released. He's wearing like a classic Penguin outfit, which honestly I thought looked a little silly, but this show's really never been afraid to go over the top. While following up on a lead, Gordon has his first encounter with Batman. He doesn't see him exactly, but he tells Gordon that he's not his enemy. Then he tosses a smoke bomb into the building, and we catch a glimpse of the Batman costume as he breaks through a window. Outside, Gordon gets into a car and Penguin's waiting for him in the back seat. He holds a gun to him and tells Gordon to drive to the pier where they had, like in the first episode of the series. At the pier, he tells Gordon that he's getting even with him for putting him in Blackgate 6 months after the city reunified. Gordon dives off the pier to escape. At the reopening of Wayne Tower, Selena confronts Alfred, telling him to tell Bruce to stop following her, that she knows someone's out there watching her and she knows it's Bruce. As she goes to leave, she catches a glimpse of Nygma and she follows him, but she runs into Barbara and she brings Barbara along with her. Nygma has the mayor hostage. He's tied up. He's wrapped up in C4. Barbara tries to talk him down from his plan while Selena sneaks up from behind him and knocks him out. Gordon and the police arrive to take Nygma away, and they discover that the rest of the C4 is attached to a model version of Bruce's vision of Gotham. The countdown clock shows about 5 minutes remaining before it blows. They realize that they'll never be able to clear the building before it goes off, so they stay to try and defuse it, and they end up disarming it with literally 1 second to spare. Penguin arranges to help Nygma escape, and they reunite outside Wayne Tower. Their reunion's cut short, though, as something lands on the car and causes it to crash into a pole. They get out to look around and then see whatever it was that was responsible. Obviously, it's Batman. They both scream, but we don't see the actual Batman. Now, shortly after this, Alfred and the GCPD find Penguin and Nygma tied together, hanging from a light pole, struggling to escape. At the old Siren Club, Barbara and her daughter arrive so that Barbara can get something. She suddenly hears music playing and she tells her daughter to stay put while she checks it out. We see Echo standing at the bar and Jeremiah comes up behind Barbara. He holds his gun on her while Echo grabs her. Barbara tries to escape as her daughter throws something at Jeremiah. He grabs her and is holding her hostage as Echo is shot by Barbara, although she herself has been shot in the leg. Jeremiah wants Barbara to deliver a message, and before we can hear what the message is, he shoots Echo in the head, saying that perhaps there's other fish in the sea. I guess Echo is only the prototype of Harley Quinn in this series. Gordon and the GCPD get to the Siren Club and find a dead Echo and an injured Barbara. She tells him that he's taken their daughter, and he wants Gordon to meet him at the place where he was reborn, referencing Ace Chemicals. Gordon promises to bring their daughter home, and then he leaves. He gets to Ace Chemicals and Jeremiah has little Barbara dangling over a vat of chemicals. Jeremiah tells Gordon that he's no longer Jeremiah, he's something different. He lets the rope go that's holding little Barbara and Gordon grabs for it. Jeremiah stabs him as he's attempting to hold the rope. He goes to stab him again, but this time something flies at him and it sticks in his hand. It's a batarang. He looks at it and he kind of starts laughing and runs off. Gordon pulls his daughter up and looks up to see who saved him, but he's already run off. Gordon and Bullock are on the roof of the GCPD beside the old version of the bat signal, and Alfred joins them. He says that Bruce is too busy and he cannot be here, so they go to turn on the signal. Gordon tells him that he's not planning on retiring now that all this stuff has happened. Now on another rooftop, Selena watches and something comes up behind her. She knows it's Bruce, but she doesn't turn around. She tells him how much he hurt her by leaving, and he tells her that there was really no other way, he had to leave. She asks him what happens now, and he says he'll never leave Gotham again. She goes to turn around, and he's gone. Penguin and Enigma escape the police, and as they're walking, they look up and they see a figure leaping between the buildings. They decide to try and take back Gotham another day. This scene really cracked me up. With the new signal lit, Gordon, Bullock, and Alfred look up into the sky as something leaps onto a building. Bullock says, "Who is that?" and Gordon just simply answers, "A friend." The camera pans out, and honestly, it's like 5 buildings away. These people must have amazing eyesight, I swear. But we get our first look at Batman, and while it's definitely better than how Smallville showed us Superman, it's not amazing. The suit kind of looks somewhere between Batman Begins and Batman and Robin in terms of look. I was kind of disappointed in how it turned out. They obviously are using the younger actor who plays Bruce, but they've digitally aged him and filled him out some. Now, they used a different actress for Selena, so I'm not quite sure why they didn't recast for this tiny scene. I mean, really, they could have used anybody since there's no dialogue. The episode ends there, and while overall I did like it, there were a few scenes that were cheesy. I'll admit that I'm kind of sad that this is where it ends because the time jump really gave it a fresh start. I want to see more where it goes from here. I really did like the new Selena, and I would be interested in seeing kind of her story if they wanted to do more with that. I thought the actress did a really good job, and she was a nice comparison to the original actress. Gotham has been a wild, crazy ride these 5 seasons, and I'm sad to see it go, but at the same time, it's nice that they gave it a solid finish and wrapped up all the storylines without loose thread. Anyways, I'm just going to leave this one here. If you're interested in more recaps and reviews, please like the video and click to subscribe for daily updates.